Right, welcome to that is Ngoni Stadium. That's the venue where we are going to be bringing it as it happens. Ladies and gentlemen, as we connect with you, let's wait and find out how is it going to be in this afternoon's contest that is pitting, of course, at the 2-year running site that was established in 2019. I'm talking about Mwos and at the Panthers. That is, of course, Mwos, a site that aimed promotion in 2022. That's the site we are going to witness up against the debutants of Scotland. The skipper for Scotland, I'm still here to discover from the far end. Right, as we also talk about Scotland, Atafat Wanyabunga is also present. Talking about Alan Katsikwa, upon on the 24th of July 1986, is also present there. We are talking about Lincoln Tracia, upon on the 25th of February 1991. That's another individual to speak about. As we also await for this one to come along. Right, as we await, you also know that the Christmas boy from Scotland, that is of course Ronald Fumbitsa, is present. You also talk about King Natolo. That's another one. As they await to meet the dignitaries before the main contest. Evidence Tendai, Tato, popularly known as Dante. That's an individual that was born on the 17th of June 1997. As we await there, you talk about Norton and Chambizi, upon on the 26th of September the year 2001. That's another individual present. Not to forget Atapanta, upon on the 31st of January 1998. Atapanta, who used to turn out for Kadoma City. That's another individual there. As we await Kelvin Shangiwa, upon on the 5th of May 1997. He used to turn out for Harare City. As they go across and meet their opponents. That is, of course, in the blue colors. We are talking about Mwos here. Right, as Scotland in their golden yellow as well as the blue colors. Let's wait and see how is it gonna be taking on at their respective end. Coming further to that other end, God knows Mangani upon on the 5th of October 1988. That's the individual we are speaking about there. As we also come along, 10 from Kamba in the starting lineup upon on the 21st of December 1992. As we are coming along, welcome to Ngoni, welcome to the venue that we are going to ignite everything here. Welcome to this much anticipated contest that has drawn all numbers from all walks of life. As we await as they go through their paces before the main kickoff, right at the respective Moses, they gathered around together as a family. That is what Mwos are doing at the moment, going for the prayer session. Let's wait and see how are they going to deal with this one. Who are you tipping for? Lincoln Tracia is going to be partnering Carlson Chirwa, the youngster that used to turn out from all over, being elevated at the resumption of the season. That's the individual that they are going to their regular position, that they seek divine intervention along the touchline. That is how they do it for Scotland. And they face the site where the sun rises. And of course, they will be asking the divine intervention. Simultaneously as that is the same scenario happening with the Mwos as they await for this one to kick off. And of course, some of the fans are waiting in anticipation. They continuously voice up, hoping that it is going to be their team. Who are you tipping for? And of course, the near side, the far side assistant, Mr. Solomon Sungano, is also handling his own pocket, waiting to find out how he handles this business today. These are some of the fixtures that make the heroes. These are some of the comes Scotland's moment of a pause for a photo in terms of that is for the memories, one for the memories and one for the books, so that they will remember that at one point in time, this kind of day, they were assembled together at Ngoni Stadium. But now it is swapping turns. It's now the 10 for the Panthers as they go further for the same scenario. As we await for this one to come along, operating from the right channel of that is Scotland. We are talking about Malville McLeod Piri, born on the 18th of June 1993. We are talking about an individual that started his career with Cholocho. He also went on to play for Ngezi. He also went on to play for Triangle. And of course, some of the sides like Highlanders before coming to join Scotland. Right as we are here now, let's wait and see. In the middle of the back. They will, of course, be having some of the individuals as we await. Leroy Mafunga, that's another individual that is there present, saluting their fans. That is Moutana, as well as the Lions. The Lions are up for. There comes the atmosphere that I'm hunting. There comes the atmosphere that I'm hunting now. Let's wait and see. All after those talks and predictions, let's get into business. All after those talks and everything, the fixtures that may determine the players with the character. As we are waiting for this one to come along, it is gonna be experience versus youth here. If you talk about the way Mwos is assembled, plenty of them, they are still youthful side, as well as they have a part and parcel of individual with them. With the experienced players like Samakwere. And of course, as we are waiting for this one, let's wait and see how are they going to bring it along. Yes, good afternoon to every Zimbabwean that has come from all walks of life. My name is Nkalarata. As I say, we are also spoken. Right, where we are talking about Lloyd Timtasa being at the coach of the month of May. Then, of course, as we come to the reigning coach of the month of, that is June, we are talking about the Black Rhinos coach. That is, of course, Nesbet Yabo Sarucheram. Then as you talk about the top marksman of that one, in terms of the top goal scorer, you talk about the Golden Eagles top goal scorer, where we bring about Limanteke. Upon on the 16th of July, the year 2000, that is the individual that scooped the award of, that is April. Then in terms of the top goal scorer of April, it comes back, in terms of the top goal scorer of May, it comes back to, that is of course, Cherich, I beg your pardon, Jeremiah Makanga, he comes from Norton community. Is the individual that went on to scoop it. That is for the month of May. Then, of course, coming on to the month of June, you will be talking about that is Everson Feremba, who's soon and bound to join Mwos. Right as we await for the main contest, who's going to walk away with maximum points? That is the $1 million question. I know signings have been done. A lot of player shifting has been happening during the mid-breaker. If you talk about that is Scotland, they've brought numbers like Fumbitai. You also talk about Klopas Dube, born on the 29th of March, the year 1990. He joins the site. You talk about King Natolo, who used to turn out for Yata. That's the individual that went on to join the site. As we also bring it further, in talking about that is Mwos, you will be talking about that is, of course, Machimbitsa Tinotenda, born on the 26th of September, the year 2001, coming on to join Mwos from Greenfield. That is the other individual that joined the site. Then you talk about, of course, Ain Nekati, an individual that was also turning out for Zepiva upon on the 7th of August 1990. He joins the site. That's another expected figure to talk about. Right as we are talking about that, allow me to switch your attention towards the first 11 that is bound to come any moment. You will be talking about Farai Matau. That is the individual that is here present in field. That is going to be, of course, in the starting lineup, who used to turn out for Bulawayo Chiefs. As we also talk about it, don't also forget that they are expected individual that is, of course, Tafatwa George. Upon on the 25th of April at the year 2002, one of their regular free kick specialists. If you talk about Mwos, then as you also talk about Scotland, you will also not forget about Denver Mkamba. Upon on the 21st of December, the year 1992, that has been, of course, playing a second fiddle coming over Sapa. And of course, he has been racing everything to the occasion. Can this be their day now? Can this be the moment that they've been waiting for? Let's wait and see. As the chorus is, of course, being demarcated by the fans. The other one with the orchestra, as you talk about the Mexican wave that we have been witnessing on and on. As it happens, this is the venue to be. Welcome to Ngoni Stadium. The last time I was here, it was almost like that coronation match that pitted, of course, if you talk about Mwos against him. Norton Bullets, that was the other one that I came for in the last time. Let's wait and see how is it gonna be. In as much as we are waiting for this one to come, I understand all eyes on this contest. Who are you tipping for? I understand the monthly awards of July will be bound to be granted. I beg your pardon, the monthly awards of August will be bound to be granted. Which side is going to be winning this one? I guess that will be the best picture.
And then in the middle of the park, Alan Gadzikwa, Leroy Mafunga, it also picks none other than that is King Nadola and God knows Mangadi. Up front, who need Tadiwanashe and Denver, Mundikumbuka Mukamba, as Ronald Fumbizai drives a long ball inside the box. Who is there? It's a man there, and the captain misses that one. The captain misses that one. The captain misses that one. God knows Mangadi missing a sitter there.
Yes, that was an opportunity all alone. He had enough space to make sure that he pick up this spot, but he balloons it. Let's wait and see how are they going to display with this one. Coming on, that is Mwos, flighting it high above, crossing the halfway line from inside with the header, going forward.
Fumbizai with the header, he dubbed the process, but it comes to Fumbizai once again as he hits it, looking for Alan Gadzikwa, disturbed in the process. It is now Scottland Football Club, and they push it onto the near side, and the Tendai recollects with a throw in, and they push it forward. Halfway through the enemy zone, tussle for possession between Samakwere as well as Alan Gadzikwa, and it goes out to give a throw in that will be picked by Ronald Fumbizai, putting on just number 25, as he also gets some information coming out of his coach here, Genesis Mangombe, formerly with Dinamo Dimbarecha Zunguza. So it remains here 0-0, but it is an epic battle that I believe any of the two teams can pick up the 3 points as Ronald Fumbizai comes up with a long effort.
Yes, indeed, it is of course a battle for midfield as the two teams are cancelling each other when it comes to midfield contention. But the winner of this contest will be decided with the minimum opportunities that are going to come in terms of battles. But anyone who's going to make sure that he capitalizes on any opportunity that comes along, I will be the one that is going to go smiling.
Alan Gadzikwa picks it once again, looking for his captain, God knows Mangani, but into the waiting arms of the goalkeeper, Kelvin Shangiwa, with a long effort across the center field. He's looking for Kingston Jetty, a Jetty disturbed in the process by Gasoline Shura, with a long effort, crossing the center line, picking up the pieces, and that ball goes out to give a throw in that will be picked by Clive Kambari on the far side. It remains 0-0 between, that is Mwos, who are the log leaders, as well as the Scotland Football Club, all the way from Mavuku, and that is from the capital city, Harare. A long effort once again. It is pushed by Badra. Badra as he picks in the central midfield. Leroy Mavunga. Mavunga with a true effort, finding Ronald Fumbizai, and that ball is too much. It goes out. But one thing that Scotland need to do is to have pinpoint accuracy that may probably disturb and test the agility of Kelvin Changiwa, who is the goal minder for Mwos Football Club.
Yes, indeed. It's a concept of trying to overload to isolate. If you talk about the way they are approaching, they are overloading one side whenever it comes of their forays, but they are trying to switch the attention of that side. Whenever they are using one side, they make sure that they create a space at the back post so that they will capitalize on that opportunity. But a vigilant opponent like Mwos is difficult to deal with in those cases.
Indeed, difficult to deal with, as we see Tendai putting on just number 24, Evidence Tendai with a long effort deep down the enemy half. Transfer for possession, Farai in there, cleared by Clive Mapiri onto the near side, but Mwos recollects once again on the far side with their number 7. I'm talking about Munyarazi Ketani. Ketani disturbed in the process, and the ball goes out to give a goal kick. A goal kick that Scotland will probably be very happy to pick that one. But when you look at this one, it appears that Mwos, their intentions are quite evident. They've had opportunities probably to get one. But when you look at Panashe Nyabunga, he has been a sterling effort in terms of the defense.
This could be a recipe for disaster. But anyway, cleared by, that is Batra. If you talk about Lincoln Josia, in as much as you highlighted that Mwos are coming in this contest with a different aspect of it, but I can simply say that it's a blend of experience as well as youth if you talk about Scotland. But whenever you talk about Mwos, they inject pace. They know that the Kanani, whenever he's coming from the right side of the channel, when he delivers the crosser, there will be something to look for. But in as much as we can tell so far, it is still 50-50, although action areas are happening in the left side of that is Scotland. That is where Fumbizai is operating.
Indeed, Fumbizai has been the busier of the two, as we see Panashe Nyabunga lying down there, and the medical team probably being called in the field of play. I guess it's not a serious injury, because one thing that Genesis Mangombe would want to have is an injury-inspired substitution.
Yes, indeed. Whenever you talk about Fumbizai, when he came on his first assignment with Black Rhinos, he trained only for a day and he played with an injury after a long layoff of 6 months. So he's coming on as a reintroduction. I understand when he got the knock, it is trying to retrieve himself from the previous injury that has been there before, prior to this contest. So when he played the last contest against that is Zambezi, so it's coming on from a recovery. It's a process that is coming on.
Indeed, it is a process as we wait for the match to resume here. But looking at the latest log standing, on top there we have that is Mwos, who are leading with 44 points. Second position is Black Rhinos with 43 points. And then third and fourth, we have Harare City as well as Scotland. What's your analysis of that particular one? For me, it is a seesaw affair.
Indeed, it's still an open race, but I can tell you that the champions are going to be decided on the last day. It is going to run up until the wire, if you talk about the Northern Region Division 1 Soccer League. But I know most anticipations on this contest, they think that it's going to decide that is the end of this contest. And I understand there are teams that are also, of course, below the bottom half. That will be party spoilers. So it's still a long journey if you consider that there's still 16 more games to play for. And of course, Black Rhinos watching this game with keen interest, they know that they are separated with Mwos by inferior goal difference. So the inferior goal difference on its own, that is what they are hoping, that if they go on a draw, then Black Rhinos will overtake. But let's wait and see what is going to transpire. But seesaw affair, end-to-end stuff, that is what we are witnessing. Although the only avenue that has been busier, that is the Fumbizai's avenue. But from the far side where McLive and Piri is operating, it seems as if is on holiday.
Indeed, McLive Piri appears to be on holiday. Ronald Fumbizai has been the busier of the two defenders in terms of the defense of Scotland here. It remains 0-0. If you are joining us for the first time, we are ZBC's Classic 263, and this afternoon we are broadcasting live from Norton, that is Ngoni Stadium. For many would know that this is the suburb, or this is the area that also hails Walter Msola as well as Knowledge Msona. And your pick for those two boys who hail from Norton, does that give maybe confidence, motivation to upcoming athletes, especially in terms of football?
Indeed, Norton has been a venue of where football we can talk about. Eric Manokore, that is another individual born on the 4th of August 1992, who turns out for Cape United, emanates from this place. You also talk about the Dynamo's captain as well. Emmanuel Jala is another player to talk about as we await a replay as well.
And the replay starts with Badra as he picks a good one from the back. That is Lingolin Jasia. Lingolin Jasia looks one way and the other. And talking about players who come from different areas, you talk of Method Manjali, who used to trade his trade at Cape United. He would come from Hwange, and we see that is Mwos clearing the pieces, but Jasia picks it to Mark Clive Piri, switching play intelligently as he rides it to the near side, and that one is too much. He was looking for that is King Nadolo. Remember the last time that is Scottland Football Club beat Zambe's Gas and Water at the Hart Stadium. It was King Nadolo who came up with that priceless point to give them 3 points, that messed them to sit on 42 points after 21 games. This is the 22nd game that is being hosted by Mwos at Ngoni Stadium. That is right away in Mashonaland West in Norton. As we see, that is Mangane. He picks it once again, 1-2 with Ronald Fumbizai and the sliding tackle coming out of number 7. I'm talking about Munyarazi Rekane to give a throw in that will be picked by Ronald Fumbizai, 10 meters away from the corner flag, deep down the enemy half, attacking the northern goal post. As they come up, Hunita Tanyara's goal as he comes up with something, and that one goes out to give a throw in, quickly taken by Mwos, looking for Banda. Samakwere to the near side, and it goes out to give a throw in. That will be picked by Fumbizai once again in a nil-all situation. A long one across the center field, looking for God knows Mangani, the captain, beaten to the ball, and let's get to see what they do. They clear the pieces to the near side, pushing forward, and they pitch, that is Banda, and it is disturbed in the process by Chirgwa. Chirgwa to give a throw in that is quickly taken by Muchkambizi on the near side, but the referee says there are 2 balls in the field of play, so one ball has to go out. Rekani picks it once again, and the referee, I must say that he has done so well in the early stages of this game.
Yes, if you talk about Marira, he's no stranger to be handling these kind of fixtures. Yes, those are referees that are for quite repute in the Northern Region Division 1. If you also talk about Anton Ganzelema, those are referees that never disappoint in terms of these high anticipated fixtures. But as we are waiting and see how is it paneling out, it seems as if, like I told you, and I still stick on my point, that it's going to be a midfield battle.
A good cross inside the box there, out, but on the near side, and to pick the passes, and he picks it onto the near side. Rekani will pick the pieces. That is for Mwos, attacking the final third to Chris Samakwere. Back to Rekani. He drives it home once again, out by Badra. Badra pushes it forward as he finds Mavunga. Leroy, he crossing the center line. We are skipping move as he still runs on the far side, but a sliding tackle coming in there on the far side to give a throw in that will be picked by Scotland in a nil-all situation. And it appears that we see first half substitution here. In comes a substitution coming out of that is Scotland. What would we make for that substitution?
Yes, that is Wellington Kamchikariwa, formerly with Yata. That's an individual that is being introduced. Yes, a man that is well known as the pass master. If you talk about controlling midfield, the youngest player in the field of that in the starting lineup of Scotland. That is, if we are talking about Tadiwana Shehuni, born on the 24th of June, the year 2004, is the youngster that has been sacrificed. Probably it is becoming a hot potato for him to handle. So they've opted that they give somebody who can win those aerial tussles as they await that he wins those tussles about aerial superiority, as well as we talk about spreading the passes. Kamchigariwa, that is the individual introduced coming from that was formerly with the other.
The passing master Kamchigariwa comes in to replace that is Tadiwana Shehuni. So let's get to see what Kamchigariwa will do. Our match analyst here highlighting that he is the passing master. Let's get to see if he's going to do like what we have known him to be doing. As we see another restart coming out of Livingston Jetty to the far side as Tafazga George on the far side once again recollects it, pushing to Tafazga Nyamuze with a through ball. they crossed the center line, getting into the enemy half, but disturbed in the process. They recollect with a long ball, but the goalkeeper of Scotland Football Club, I'm talking about the Panache, coming out to pick up the pieces there. And the English Premier League started yesterday, and you know the team that kicked off the English Premier League, it was Fulham who were visiting Manchester United, and it needed JZ to come up with the 87-minute score to make it 1-0 in favor of Manchester United. And some Manchester United supporters are already saying if the Premiership would end like yesterday, they would have picked up the 3 points. Let's get to see as Scotland pick it once again, as he picks it on the far side. Mafunga, he picks it, a good cross inside the box. It is a killing one, and there was nobody. God knows Mangami was a shot too slow, and the Badra will let the goalkeeper Panashe Nyabunga to come and clear the pieces. He rides it on the far side. McClive Piri in central midfield once again. He lays it to Kamjgariwa. Kamjgariwa on the far side. Back once again to the passing master. A passing master with a through ball onto the far side. Good chest control coming out of Scotland. It is exciting football. They drive it home once again. There is nobody. Ronald Fumbizai recollects. That is for Scotland. All the way from Mabuku. They lay it once again to Alan Gadzikwa. Gadzikwa to come to Ronald Fumbizai with a through ball. It is looking exciting. Ngoni, a good cross inside there, and they miss it. Ah, my goodness, that should have been the first goal. That should have been the first goal. Jennifer Mundukumbuke Mukamba failing a sitter there after they knocked the ball around, mesmerizing the defense of Mwos.
He is proving that he's not a spent force. Edge might have gone, but he still has a lot. If you talk about Jennifer Mukamba, with lovely interplay and one or two inter combinations with Mangani, and of course at the final finish he was of course obstructed to actually pick up the spot. But anyway, that was something outstanding.
Look at Jennifer Mukamba. He came through here right at the touchline to hear what Lloyd Samaita Musatasa is saying to Tendai. So remember as well that Denver and Samaita Lloyd, no love lost between them. They were both at Dynamos.
Yes, indeed, during the prime times of Dynamos between 2011 and 2014. But as he awaits now, he knows that it is a game of mind games. So spine mission is going to be one of those instrumental issues. Rekana in position. Rekana
in position. He lays to the near side, looking for Tendai, and the ball is out to give a throw in. A throw in that will be picked by Scotland Football Club on the right channel of the park, attacking the northern goalpost. It is like they are attacking. That is the Mbarend at Rufaro. It is like they are attacking the Melbourne at the National Sports Stadium. Or maybe it is like they are attacking the Wadzanai market. That is at Wadzanai Stadium back in Shamba. We see Ronald Fumbizai with a through ball pushing forward. Cut out once again by Mwos. Tasso for possession with Banda, and also in there is Clive Chura, and is beaten to the ball, and in the process the referee saved the day. That is for Scotland, and the Panache wait to pick up something, as we see Kaus Chirwa wanted to do something bad as he picks along Ronald Fumbizai with a through ball, looking for McClive Piri on the far side. He picked by Samakwere, crossing the center line. Tafazwa with a through ball, but he is disturbed by Ronald Fumbizai once again. In central midfield, he lays it back to Ronald Fumbizai with a through ball to Jennifer Munikumbuke Mukamba to the passing master Muchambizi. He is beaten to the ball. Alan Gadzikwa, a short header onto the near side. Jet is much better. Rekani dilly-dallies with it. He lays it forward once again, looking for Banda. This is for Banda for Mwos, and it is pushed out by Kausi Chirwa to give another throw in. A throw in that will be picked by Mwos. Rekani 10 meters away from the corner flag, deep down the enemy zone.
Interestingly, if you talk about Scotland, Alan Gadzikwa, that is the oldest player in the side, that is commanding the procession in midfield, in each and every on and off marking. If you talk about that is individual marking, he has always been instrumental in that one, as well as if you talk about the shadow marking, he has been commanding it, as well as organization of the defense. And no wonder why he was also brought on in the mid-window transfer to add numbers in terms of that is solidifying the squad of Scotland. But in the moment, they are under siege with the set piece.
They are under siege with the set piece, so says our match analyst here. We are giving you as it happened from Ngoni Stadium in Norton. The name is Chamu Stole, executive producer Valentine Mabuko, and back at the broadcasting center. Yes, you guessed it right. She is there so that you don't lose any canvas. Rekani waits to give us something out of this one. Let's get to see. It is an angle. He's putting on just number 7. That is for Mwos. Scottland Football Club under siege. Rekani with a free kick. Over it comes. It is a set piece. It is a long one into the waiting arms of the goalkeeper. That was a poor effort.
An opportunity on the transition, but whipped away as it comes at the center circle with evidence. And I know Scotland, when there comes another glorious opportunity, lovely twist, but taken by the man that I've always been talking about. That is Alan
Gadzikwa, indeed. Alan Gadzikwa comes through. We have played here exactly 36 minutes in the first half. 9 minutes plus off-now time from the referee, but Mwos have got something to look at here as they go wide. Brian is waiting in the banda, but into the waiting arms of the goalkeeper. That is Panache as he comes up with a long effort, picking up his captain to King Nadolo. Nadolo comes to the near side. He cuts it inside. He lays it to Mangani once again, putting on just number 10 as he lays it, looking for 10. It's a good goal! What a shot! And the goalkeeper could not keep it in play.
I can tell you the aspect of a target man working into cognizance. The way it was set up by Kamchgariwa, it was something else. And the arrow, the half volley into the back of the net. That was a sensational Denver Mukamba. I know some might say he's a spent force, but he still has a lot to offer. This is what he does, especially. He's a player for a big occasion when he's granted opportunity like now.
Indeed. Look at the celebrations. Look at the celebrations. I saw about 5-6 buses that came through here to Ngoni Stadium. And indeed, they are so happy. That is Scotland with their first goal after 37 minutes of play. Denver Mkamba.
I can tell you that this might be the worst birthday present for that is Lloyd Mtasa, who was celebrating his birthday yesterday after he was born. That is 16 August 1967. This might be another worst birthday present for him. But it's not over until it's over. Do not write a script before it comes to an end. As you can tell now, it is a concept of mentality. How are they going to respond? But I can tell you from the background, the voices that usually happen in the English Premier League, of course, of signifying that they are instigating something that might happen in anticipation.
That might happen. Yes, Lloyd Samaita Mkasa celebrating his 57th birthday. But so far, after 37 minutes of play, Denver Mundikumbuka Mukamba has dazzled his way past the goalkeeper. I'm talking about Kevin Shangiwa, and it is the Scotland Football Club who are leading this one by a goal to nil. Courtesy of a volley driven out of the box, and there was no way that Kevin Shangiwa could have put it out of play, and they are leading by a goal to nil. And I can also see Honorable Scott Sakupanya so elated, so happy with the goal that was scored by Denver.
Indeed, that one is going to mark something to go and have a relief as they go to the dressing room. But the Mexican wave is seemingly engulfing the entire Ngoni Stadium. And now it's a concept of mentality. Are they going to fight back? That is Mwos.
We have that in the next 45 minutes. Tinotenda Muchkambizi picks it, but it goes back to the goalkeeper. That is Panache Nyabunga in goals for Scotland Football Club, who are leading this one by a goal to nil. And the Denver Mundikumbuka Mkamba still celebrating. The match is already on, but he's still out of the field of play.
Yes, indeed. Of course, he has been a player that has been heavily criticized. So it is a good welcome call for him to get something like this when it comes becoming the hero where you are at least expected.
Least expected. Tendai picks up once again, but headed back by the goalkeeper. Poor effort coming in there. And the Panasha comes to pluck up the pieces. That was a poor way coming out of Ronald Fumbizai. It could have been the equalizer.
Indeed, flouting with the danger that is the goalkeeper. He mistimed his own movement when he committed that forward movement. He should have communicated well that I'm on for the ball. But fortunately, it came into the presence of Lincoln Russia with a goal line clearance.
Indeed, as we see Livingston Getty once again picks it on the far side with a long effort from George Tafazgwa. Tafazgwa George with an angle, looking once again to get Farai on the far side, cut out by that is the Scotland Football Club to give a throw in that will be picked by George Tafazgwa in a 1-0 situation. Chris Samakwere back to George Tafazgwa on the far side, on the byline. What does he do? Clive Piri, he picks that one out to give a throw in that George Tafazgwa will pick once again. A long throw in. He reminds me of Mercedes Rambo Smanda. But that one is cut out once again by Scotland Football Club. But Tendai will pick it. Rekani says he was kind of injured in the process, but he gets benefit of the doubt. That is King Nadolo, and it is a free kick that has been awarded to none other than Scotland Football Club, who are leading by a goal to nil.
Yes, indeed. If you talk about Mwos, there's something that is, of course, a cause of concern that one might be fretting over. If you talk about the way Tafazgwa George is exhibiting himself, that is the player that has been in a reach of venom form. But today it seems as if it's an individual who is not yet composed himself to what he's well known for. But let's wait and see how are they going to pick up. Probably it will require the tongue lashing that will come from the second half, especially after the dressing pep talk with Aloy Timtasa for him to wake up.
Indeed, as we see once again, Panashe Nyabunga waiting to get a free kick that he gets defending the southern goal pass. A long ball forward as he launches a long one. He was looking for Muchkambizi, but disturbed in the process. It is another skipping move for Farai on the far side, Matare, and that ball is pushed out to give a throw in that will be picked on the eastern side of Ngoni Stadium. If you are joining us for the first time, Chris Samakwere holding on to that ball, disturbed by Jennifer Mundikumbuke Mukamba. Chris Samakwere recollects once again. 1-2 on the far side. George Tafazgwa with a through ball. This one is looking good for Mwos. A good effort on the near side, and that one it needed the head of Ronald Fumbizai and gives out a corner kick that Rekan will pick. In terms of corner kick, 3-1. Mwos are leading in terms of goals, 1-0. Scotland is leading in terms of time check. 42 minutes played, a poor effort coming out of Rekani, but it's still in the field of play, and that one goes for the bed. With about 3 minutes to go to full time, to half time here, it remains 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Scotland, who are playing against Mwos. What do you expect in the last 3 minutes? Are we likely going to get a second goal for Scotland, or probably Mwos are likely going to give Scotland a hide for their money this afternoon?
Yes, indeed. If you talk about the way things are happening after that goal, it seems as if they've livened up. If you talk about that is Mwos, but in terms of the defense line of Scotland, they are living dangerously. They are not actually positioning themselves as it comes to those circumstances. Let's wait and see how is it going to transpire. But I can tell you that with the way their organization is poorly organized, that is Scotland. Fortunately, when it came to that is Fumbizai with that clearance for a corner, it was a let-off.
Indeed, it was a big let-off, as we see clash of the heads here between that is Tunatenda Mkambizi as well as King Nadolo, and the medical team have been called in. But also, just to advise our listeners here on Classic 263 Radio, that in attendance, there is also Buju, who is the president of Simba Bora, who are currently riding high in the local Premier League.
Yes, indeed, they've always been best friends. If you talk about Honorable Scott Sakuranya, they always support each other through thick and thin, like friends, besides sport, but they've always been through friends of, that is in terms of their business. But I can tell you, with the way things stand at the moment, it seems as if we can go to the breather with the same circumstance. But when we come for the second half, energy levels is going to affect Scotland, because if you talk about the way the energy levels of the youngsters are applying themselves, trying to seek the equalizer. Yes, they are intensifying and bringing on intensity.
Indeed, bringing on intensity here. The match has been temporarily stopped. It remains 1-0 in favor of Scotland, who are the visitors. It is game number 22 of Division 1 Northern Region Football Club that is being played in Ngoni Stadium. We are talking about the Norton town. They now have a town status. So it is one of one of the top clashes, and the Black Rhinos are playing tomorrow. And any of the two teams that you are witnessing this afternoon, they may end up being the top riders for the next 24 hours, depending on what happens tomorrow when Black Rhinos pick on their 22nd game of the league.
Yes, indeed, Black Rhinos, they are anticipating the result that is going to transpire here. But if you talk about this game for Scotland, they know that it is a moment to cut off the distance, especially they were 2 points adrift. So they are hoping to try to utilize this opportunity, probably to keep themselves within the breathing distance.
Indeed, a former member of parliament for Zimba, that is Honorable Philip Chiangwa, is also part of the cast here at Ngoni Stadium. So with the local Premier League probably on sabbatical for the next 2 weeks, it means that a lot is expected as we see Mark Clive picking out Mundikumbuke, and he pushes it out to give a throw in that will be picked on the far side by Clive Kambari, putting on just number 14, that is for Mwos, with a long effort, looking for his captain, but Norton comes through, headed out once again in central midfield, by none other than Clive Ronald Fumbizai, but to no avail as Tendai picks the pieces, looking for Rekane, and the Rekane falls under a challenge from Ronald Fumbizai. What does the referee says? He says it is a free kick that is picked by Mwos halfway through the enemy half, attacking the southern goal post. It is like they are attacking. That is the Mbare and Etrufaro Stadium, and Genesis Mangombe not happy with that one. He needs to be careful because dissent against the referee, he may be shown a yellow card.
Yes, indeed, according to Chapter 12 for fouls and misconduct, dissent by way to action is a scenario that invites a booking, but fortunately the referee deciding to keep it in at a professional temper by allowing lenience at the first moment. Let's wait and see how the set piece comes.
Rekani comes up with the set piece, headed forward to no avail. They pick the pieces and out by the captain, that is Mangani, and it will be picked on the far side by Tunotenda Muchkambizi, who has switched the flanks from left to right now. He pushes it back. George Tafazwa with a long effort in there, out onto the near side by King Nadolo, looking for Alan Gadzikwa. Too slow he is. Tendai will pick it as he pushes it. That is Tendai evidence to Rekani, who has been very much involved, and it is pointed out by King Nadolo to give a throw in. That evidence, Tendai comes up with a long effort, cleared once again to give another throw in 5 meters away from the corner flag. Rather, the referee says, is it a corner kick? Is it a throw in? We wait to find out here.
Yes, he has preferred the lefty-footed Tafatwa George, the dead ball specialist when it comes to those scenarios. He is well known for swinging them directly from a corner. Let's wait and see how it comes.
So, with a long effort, cuts out by the goalkeeper. It goes out. Is it another corner kick? What does the referee say? No, he says it is a goal kick. And the Panashe Nyambunga lying injured there together with his defender. It appears to be McClive Piri. I'm sure it is clash of heads. I hope it's not a serious injury to both the Badler. I'm talking about Ronald Fumbizai, and we see Ronald Fumbizai, rather Ronald Ringo Zasia up and about, but the goalkeeper Panashe Nyambunga still on the turf, and the medical team coming in there. One thing that would not be wanted by the goal minder, that is Panashe, is to go out with a few minutes to halftime here. I think for many, he would want to see his coach, that is Genesis Mangombe, reorganizing his defense, midfield and up front, in as much as Lloyd Samaita Mtasa would also want to come in the second half with a venom.
Right, I can tell you that for Scotland, this is a side that is seemingly to have transformed themselves from Minnows to become one of those heavyweights that was formed within a fortnight. And it is proving that they have a lot of promise, especially when it comes to the end of the season. But as it stands so far, with 1-0 that they are comfortably leading, in as much as we are now in the stoppage time that is going to be that has already been added by the referee. Let's wait and see how they're going to exhibit themselves. But for the moment, they've been sitting in and allowing and absorbing everything that is being brought on further by their opponents. That is Mwos.
Indeed, as you are still catching us live from Ngoni Stadium, the name is Chamu Sitole, together with my executive producer Valentine Mabuku, and back at the broadcasting center, it is Yolanda Sigauke together with our team from the engineering department, making sure that you get us loud and clear from Ngoni Stadium. A long effort coming out of Panache, and the ball will go down as a free kick that will be picked by Mwos, who are leading this one by a goal to nil. Catastrophe drive coming out of Denver. Munikumbuke Mkamba, after 37 minutes of play, beating the goalkeeper Gelfin Shangiwa, all systems out. A long ball inside the box there, and Rekani comes to the near side. Is still danger, and they are affected in the process. One thing that Scotland need to be careful, it is communication between the defense and their goalkeeper.
Yes, indeed, that has been something that has been they have been always been haunted. Whenever aerial balls are flighted into the penalty box, the goalkeeper mistimes them, because whenever he commits for the flight, he's not actually judging what he's going to do. But of course, the defenders are always there as the backup plan to sweep up for his mishap.
Indeed, as the referee blows to end the first 45 minutes here, 45 minutes of exciting stuff in the northern region, League One, as we see both players from Mwos as well as that is Scotland Football Club congregating, probably to give each other information in the second half as they wait to move out of the field of play. But for the first 45 minutes, one would say Genesis Mangombe had the better of Lloyd Samaita Mtasa.
Yes, in terms of utilization of opportunities, we can say that. But in terms of the last quarter of the first period, we can say that Mwos have been the one that have been dictating terms, hoping to get the equalizer. But in as much as you know that Lloyd Samaita Mtasa is an individual who has a soft spot for the 3-5-2, trying to overload numbers in the central areas. But in as much as it is, if you talk about the way Scotland respond in terms of transitional movements, whenever they have the turnovers and taking up position, moving towards the opponent's side, they are always quicker. That's why they always, of course, get an opportunity to supplement against those insufficient numbers in midfield, especially when their pace is counting on. But as we look at it as it comes for the second half, bulk of individuals that are operating for Scotland, there are individuals that are over 30. That is in terms of their age. But let's wait and see if the energy levels of Mwos are kept within their own potentials. They might get the equalizer, as we anticipate that it might end up getting on a draw. But if Scotland responds with another one, probably an insurance goal, it will take off the sting of Mwos. Let's wait and see what is going to happen.
Indeed, we wait and see. Wanda Sitole as well as Desmond Gaza Maringba, the yesterday of Dinamo Dimbare midfield maestros, are also part of the cast here. The name is Ichamustole. We are crossing back to Yolanda Sigauke at the broadcasting center, and join us in the second half. But at halftime, it is the Scotland Football Club, the visitors. One goal scorer, goal poacher, goal getter. After 37 minutes of play, it was Denver, Mundukumbuke Mukamba. Then the home team, that is Mwos, nil.
Oh, clouds.
Good afternoon, Yolanda. I'm quite well. I hope you are keeping well. It is a big day in Zimbabwe, as we saw His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa, took over the chairmanship of SADC in the 44th edition, which is being held at Parliament Building, that is in Mount Habden. Thank you very much, Yolanda. Welcome back to Ngoni Stadium for the epic battle that picks Mwos Football Club versus that is the Scotland, that is Northern Region Division 1 game. And this match here has played just about 2 minutes in the second half. It remains that is Mwos nil and Scotland 1. The goal scorer after 37 minutes in the first half, it was Denver Munikumbuke Mkamba. It is still again Chamusitole, together with Kalankata, our match analyst, and our executive producer here at Ngoni Stadium is Valentine Mabuku, as Rekani comes on the western side of Ngoni Stadium to take, that is the first corner kick. He took it short. Let's get to see what he does. He curls it inside. Out once again by Ronald Fumbizai, but to no avail as Jetty. He picks it, he heads it back, but it will be picked on the near side by the number 2 of, I'm talking about Mwos, but in the process, it is George as he pushes a long ball up front. He flies at it there. Let's get to see if George can do something. Jetty with a through ball, and he looks at Banda Matare, but in the process, the ball is pushed onto the near side to King Nadolo, and it is a poor effort coming out of the passing master on that particular occasion.
Yes, indeed, they are guiding against the lapses in concentration, especially the most difficult thing to defend is the third man run. That is what Scotland are doing. In their numbers, they always make sure that follow-up as well as man marking becomes the order of the day, but are still pressing them high. That is, of course, Mwos.
Mwos, he does so with a through ball. Delva Mukamba disturbed, but it is cut out in central midfield with a through ball, and the goalkeeper of Mwos come to the near side as he picks, that is Muchkambizi. Muchkambizi back to his own goalkeeper to restart the formula. In a now in a 1-0 situation, they are trailing, that is Mode, and the ball comes to the near side where we have made up a makeshift commentary box to give you what is currently obtaining here. 1-0, 1-0. Scotland is leading here. It remains to be seen if they pick up the 3 points here, they will end the next 24 hours on the top of the log, because remember, currently it is Mwos who are sitting on 44 points, and then second it is Black Rhinos. Black Rhinos with the 43 points, a long ball inside the box there, a danger there, and that one is cut out by the goalkeeper. Panashe coming up with a power drive, and he was equal to the task.
Yes, taking one for the team, applying strong hands as the fire it was fired, especially when a powerful shot as we await play coming from the near side.
Coming from the near side indeed, headed forward once again. God knows Mangami comes to the near side. He pushes it back from a special effort from Denver. Denver with a poor effort, and it was God knows Mangami coming up with a poor effort. I thought they should have made a 1-2-1-2, and in the process confuse the back four of Mwos.
Yes, indeed, Scotland, whenever they always hold a high line, but they are always quick in transition because of the bulk of their players in terms of their age. Their recovery is so poor, so they always know their vulnerability. But they always try, by all means, whenever they have turnovers, they move quickly. Within a snap of a second, they must make sure that they've crossed the half line and execute their intentions and make sure that they quickly reorganize themselves, but there's a player down.
Indeed, as we wait to see the match to be restarted here, and the King Nadolo is on the turf. But looking at this match here, Kalakata, remember 1983, the only team that came from Division 1 into Premier League in 1984 was Black Rhinos, and they were the champions in 1984. Can Scotland Football Club, barring all other factors, if they were to become the champions, what would be their pedigree in the local premiership come 2025? In as much as we look at Mwos, Black Rhinos and Harare City with a shouting distance as well.
Yes, indeed, they can emulate or impersonate. That is the militants that did it in 1984. At the same scenario that they can also do something and become the second club in history to do that. But with the way they've promised in terms of administration issues, they are seemingly okay. And of course, there's nothing that can stop them if they really need that. With the way they've exhibited themselves, in the way they've transformed the side from just becoming a side that has traveled and transformed to heavyweights.
Indeed, a long ball onto the near side, and it is cut out to give a throw in deep down the enemy zone. It will be a throw in that will be picked up by Scotland. Remember as well that in the reverse fixture, which was played in week number 2, Scotland beat that is Mwos by 2-1, so 2-0. So we wait to see, can they repeat the feat here? Remember, they are leading this one by a 0-0 as we see here in Kalakata, Scotland. Yes, Genesis Mangombe making his intentions known in the second half. Barely 10 minutes played. He wants to make a dual substitution.
Yes, indeed, he's about to bring two individuals that are about to add the sting in midfield. If you talk about McLean Nemakona, an individual that was born on 27 December 97, who used to turn out for Cranbourne, that is bound to come, as well as an individual that was born on 18 June 1988, formerly with ZPC Kariba and coming from, that is Areno Movers, is about to be introduced. Let's wait and see who's going to be sacrificed. But I predicted initially that they are going to withdraw numbers, especially those with a chance.
Acrobatic coming from God knows Mangame, but it is cut out. It was a good chance in central midfield now, as it is put on the far side. Mwos on the ascendant. Rekani with a through ball. What does he do? He cuts it inside. Let's get to see. Back to Rekani, but out by Alan Gaziba to give some breathing space to the back four of Scotland, as the near assistant referee on the near side indicating a dual substitution. Genesis Mangombe making his intentions known in the second half. He's still leading this one by a goal to nil. A goal scored by Denver Mundikumbuka Mukamba after 37 minutes of play. And Denver makes his exit out of Ngoni Stadium.
Yes, indeed, aiming a round of applause as well as a part of a standing ovation for the heroic opener. Let's hope it will end like that, and he kisses the bench that has granted him an opportunity to retrieve his career. And indeed, the 2012 Soccer Star of the Year award winner being withdrawn for Johannes Ismanda to come on.
Just look at the big smiling face coming out of Honorable Scott Sakupanya, as well as that is Buju. I'm talking about Simbandoro there.
And indeed, he's on call, hoping that is calling Twine Piri that next year I'm also bound to join you.
That's what he's obtaining here. It is in Kalakata. Ichamu Sitole, together with Valentine Mapuko, back at the broadcasting center. We have Yolanda Gauke. So here comes that again, another substitution. King Nadolo also coming out. He was the hero of last week, 1-0 against Zambezi Gas and Water.
Yes, indeed, he established his throne against Zambezi when, of course, telepathic combinations were still building up. But now it seems as if the cohesion as well as fluidity has improved by each and every passing game. Now as we await for the dead ball situation.
Fluidity, cohesion, peace, precision, as well as all the peace that you may want, as the Rekani prepares to take a set piece that will be picked, that is for Mwos, trailing this one by a goal to nil. The referee says, let's go. He drives it home. It is a killing one. Out once again by the goalkeeper of Scotland with a touching move, and they push forward. This is Smanda with his first touch of the game. He finds his captain crossing the center line to Smanda on the near side, and that is Jay Smanda. He lays it to the near side. He was looking for McLean Piri, but again it comes to McLean Piri in a 1-0 situation. He pushes a good one inside the box there, and that one should have been the second goal. That is for Scotland. My goodness.
Yes, indeed, he was ghosting from the blind side with that is a side-footed volley. But I can applaud McLean Nemakona for that interplay with his recently introduced Johannes Sibanta, but still under attack.
George, evidence on the near side. He cuts it inside. He lays it back 10 meters away from the center line. He gets Jetty with a through ball. A tussle for possession. Farai Namatare. We have played here exactly 10 minutes in the second half. 1-0. Scotland are still leading this one. They are being hosted by Mwos. It remains 1-0. 10 minutes played in the second half. Who is going to get the 3 players points that are on stake here? As it stands, with 10 minutes having played here in Kalakata, it appears Scotland are to get the 3 points unless Lloyd Samaitam Tassa has got other ideas.
Yes, indeed. If you talk about the pin drop silence, that is always accustomed with a funeral session. That is the latter part of the host defense. But as we await now, at the moment coming on, imminent substitution in form of the son to Lloyd Mtasa. Wisdom is bound to come. Born on the 15th of May, 1995. Can he rescue the dead in terms of the jaws of a defeat?
Father and son affair happening here at that is Ngoni Stadium. I wish if my father was still also alive, I'm talking about the sixpence in Marota Sitole. But here we are witnessing Lloyd Mtasa together with his son. That is wisdom. Does he have the wisdom to give his father advantage over Scotland?
Yes, indeed, of course. For quite some time, he's playing the second contest coming from a long layoff. He was injured for quite some time, but it will take his composure, especially in the box. He's a penalty box predator. But also an interesting fact is another substitution being introduced. Remember that he is also, Christopher Samakwere has also surrendered responsibility. He's also the vice captain, the son. But if you talk about Nigel Martina, the individual that comes from Vuku, can he hound his other brothers born on the 4th of November 1999, Nigel Martina, who also had a stint with the Black Members as well as a green fuel, is also being thrown into the fray.
And the Kalakata, just to add a spice to this game here, Wisdom Mutasa, he is now the standing-in captain, so he comes in and he picks up the captain's armband.
Yes, indeed, but Tafatwa George, that is the dead ball specialist. That young man, whenever he's on a set piece, is dangerous.
Tafatwa George, he brings it onto the near side, and there are no takers. It goes out to give a goal kick that will be picked by Scotland Football Club, who are leading this one by a goal to nil. And also just to advise that the leadership of Northern region, they have done so well. I'm talking about the chairman, Mr. Martin Kweza, together with his vice chairman, that is Mr. Swin Mshonga, who is part of the cast here. They have done quite well in terms of managing and also putting the structure that is obtaining in Northern Region Division 1.
Yes, that is the most followed Division 1 league. If you talk about the way they've also brought about their administration issues, but pending opportunity before I continue.
It does so, it comes over, but out, it falls invitingly to Alan Gadzikwa. Gadzikwa to the wrong man. A jet comes in, but it will be picked by God knows Mangami. A tussle for possession out once again as it is picked by, that is Nyabuze Tafazwa in central midfield. A good chest control coming out of the Mabuk Bond as he finds Farai Matare. He is fouled onto the ground, and the referee, what does he do? He gives a free kick in favor of Mwos. Halfway through the enemy half, attacking the northern goalpost in Galagata.
It seems as if the referee he has one or two words. I think it's a simulation circumstance. That don't over-exaggerate. Yes, of course, there was contact, but don't over-exaggerate. That wasn't the contact that you can, of course, attract the intentions of the medical expert. Imminently, he quickly woke up himself. You know, players with the mind games are trying to copy the aspect of Jürgen Klinsmann, who used to do that, the dive aspect, the German.
Yes, it is a free kick. A free kick that has been given, that is to Mwos Football Club in a 1-0 situation. Let's get to see how things are going to obtain here. It remains 1-0 in favor of Mwos. And they bring a good cross inside the box, a cutout looking for Alan Gadzikwa, but it will be picked by Rekani, and it goes out to give a breathing space. George Tafazwa behind it, a good chest control coming out of that is Livingston Jetty. Jetty a tussle for possession. Alan Gadzikwa makes the pieces and they move away from danger, pushing forward once again. Leroy Mavunga, as he pushes it, is sweeping across the center field. A good cross inside the box. He heads it forward, but into the waiting arms of the goalkeeper, Kelvin Shangiwa.
Yes, it has been a lengthy period since Kelvin Shangiwa has conceded a goal, but it was the last 12 clean sheets that he has been keeping. But today, better in office. Let's wait and see how can they deal with the second Apollo concept. Here comes Mtasa.
He does so with a through ball and a timely intervention coming out of Alan Gadzikwa to disturb the process. Wisdom Mtasa wanted to pull the trigger for his father, probably to send him into jubilation as he is celebrating his 57th birthday this afternoon.
Isaac and Abraham's sacrifice. Can this be the moment to rescue his death with an equalizer? Before we talk about anything that can overturn the scoreline.
Panashe Nyabunga comes up with a long effort, clearing the pieces. That is for Scotland. All the way from Mavuku. He pushes it back as it is picked on the far side. A tussle for possession. God knows, Mangani together with Tafazwa Nyabuze, and he rides a tackle. Let's get to see what does the referee say. It is a free kick. much to the disappointment of the technical department headed by Genesis Mangombe.
Yes, indeed, Genesis Mangombe having a good day in office in his second account after leaving Dynamos with a surprise exit after he rendered his resignation. But it seems as if it was, of course, a blessing in disguise.
It was a blessing in disguise indeed, because the sooner he left there, he went through and we saw him driving one of the best of that we may have. Kwangmari picks it, that is for Mwos. Cut out on the near side once again, but McClive Piri, as he pushes it, looking for his captain, God knows, Mangame, it goes back to Kovin Shangiwa, and in the process, it comes through with a good one. Let's get to see in central midfield now, Wisdom Mutasa, Tasso for possession, cut out once again, looking for the captain of Scotland, as it is pushed back in central midfield, George Evidence pushes it, as if Antino Tendanya Muchkambizi with a through ball, Tasso for possession, and the referee gives a free kick that he gives, that is to Mwos. In terms of fouls, Scotland have committed more fouls than Scotland. What could be the issue? Is it because probably energy levels are beginning to be telling?
Yes, indeed, pressure is also looming. Here comes Nigel Martina
McIver, he lays it back. It is McIver once again, and the side netting, it goes out. He doesn't trouble the agility of Panashe Nyabuga.
He reminds me about the former Cape United MacGyver who used to operate, but although I'm forgetting him, it must be Gift Mdangwe. That is the MacGyver that was also known, but this one is the Mapuku-based MacGyver that is always tormenting with long bursting runs whenever he's going forward, especially from the wide areas.
And talking about the Cape United, yesterday, it also reminds me of Never Mascora Seichiku. Never Mascora Seichiku. Every time that he didn't want to play against Dinamo Dimbare or Highlanders, you would get to see him in the dying minutes. Never Mascora Seichiku would score, hoping that probably your MacGyver here is going to rescue the day that is following the Samaitam Tasa.
What a remnant in a retrospect if you talk about that is Never Masura Seichiku, the man that was nicknamed after the broad daylight tormenting lion that was in Karipa, but play comes with Gatikwa.
Indeed, Gatikwa, he lays it on the turf as he pushes it on the right channel of the bag to Ronald Fumbizai to Spanda. He keeps it on check, but he's too slow and he's checked out by Mwos onto the near side, and it will be pushed back by McClive Piri to give a throw in that Scotland Football Club will get in a 1-0 situation. 30 meters away from the corner flag, deep down the enemy half. McClive Piri with a chip. Once again, a volley comes through, and that one lays invitingly. That is for Leroy Mafunda. He finds it. That is McClive Piri back once again to Makoni as he pushes it on the far side. Disturbed in the process. The moment that they push it, it comes back. That is to Alan Gadzikwa, who I must say he has done quite well as the libero, as the anchorman for Scotland.
Yes, indeed, the deep line midfielder is also managing to command the defense, becoming, of course, the state of balance between attack and defense.
Indeed, as McClive Piri lays it, finding his captain with a through ball. Let's get to see what he does, and that one is too much. It goes out to give a goal kick that Calvin Shangiwa will take. We have played here exactly.
Yes, they are keeping
20 minutes in the second half. It remains 1-0 in favor of Scotland.
Yes, keeping most of the fans on the edge of their feet, but in anticipation that they might get the equalizer. Let's wait and see how are they going to bring it on. Nigel Martina McIver comes with it. Interplay continues in the final third, but trying to break the resolute last line of defense of Scotland. That is what they are trying. But in this one, it seems as if that is the back line of Scotland. They are always systematically organized and methodically whenever they are applying the men marking and individual to individual marking continue very well.
Talking about the methodical build-ups, remember Method Manjali? He would do methodical build-ups, and that on its own, it would show that whenever he was involved for Cape United, one would expect a lot coming out of that one. And at some point as well, he was also the captain. Let's get to see what Wisdom Mutasa would do with a free kick on the Vietnam stand of Ngoni Stadium in a 1-0 situation. So Wisdom Mutasa behind the free kick, It is a set piece halfway through Scotland Football Club attacking this northern goalpost. It is like they're attacking the city, and it is like they're attacking the Maple End at the National Sports Stadium and Rivaro Stadium respectively. We wait to see what Wisdom will do. The referee says let's get on with it. He brings in a dangerous effort, and that one he goes over the bar. No problem for the goalkeeper Panache.
Yes, indeed, a glancing header from Arthur Banda, an individual that was born on 30 January 1998, formerly with Kadoma City, but I loved the Messi run coming in for that trajectory, but unfortunately he could not note it down, so that it becomes difficult for Suput, that is Panache Nyabunga, to handle that one.
Indeed. So it remains 1-0 in favor of Scotland Football Club with the visitors. In case you are joining us, we are ZBC's Classic 263, most listened to and talk radio station in Zimbabwe. Now we are talking. That's our hashtag. That's our pay offline. But in the meantime, Farai Matare tries to go past. That is Alan Gadzikwa and Jet in the process. And a free kick that will be picked by Scotland. 20 meters away from the center line, deep down their own half, attacking the southern goalpost here.
Yes, Wellington Kamchkariwa, the brother to Fantan. Remember the famous DJ Fantan, Arnold Kamchkariwa, but this is his brother that was the victim of that injury. After that, of course, Tasso, that he managed to lose it, but he's up on his feet to continue. Arnold Kamchkariwa's junior brother, Wellington Kamchkariwa.
And talking about Fantan, this past holidays, was it on Monday, Heroes Holiday, he gave us something to smell about it to Faro Stadium, in as much as we also get some energetic dangers coming out of Alec Macheso.
Remember that one thing that I'll tell you that you might not agree with me, but to attract criticism, he says if you talk about Arnold Kamchkariwa, that is Fontana, he will tell you that the DNA of football runs within their family. That is the same concept. That he, of course, one of their founding fathers, that is Josiah Akente, was also a former player for that is Dynamos. He used to be keeping in between the sticks as a short stopper. So it is the same case that he did. He also scored one of his fixtures for the Zim musicians when they traveled to Beit He scored a goal that made numbers to come in the field of play in a celebration.
Indeed, this match here has been stopped. It remains 1-0 in favor of Scotland Football Club. A goal which was scored by now the bench, that is Denver Mukamba, and it is still Scotland 1, Mwos 0. Remember, in the reverse fixture, which was also played at the Hart Stadium, Scotland also beat that is Mwos by 2-0, and this will be a good celebration, especially when you look at that yesterday was 2 days ago. We also saw Scotland unveiling their new playing kit, which they are putting on this afternoon at Ngoni Stadium.
Yes, indeed, that is a very good welcome for the new kit. Probably one will tell you that is the might for victory. You never know. But like you highlighted that, of course, in the second fixture of the Northern Region Division 1, the goals that were scored by, that is Knowledge in Lakama, who was, for course, known as Msona, but who used to turn out for, that is Simbisa, the site that belatedly could not affiliate for the Zifa Northern Region Division 1. You also found the opener, then sealing it as a deal, that is an individual who was also loaned to Black Mambas, that is Denzos Gauke, born on the 7th of July, the year 2001, but that he was those individuals that, as we come into play with McLive.
We do with McLive. He launches a long one into the waiting arms of the goalkeeper, Kelvin Shangiwa. His team is still down by a 0 here. A long effort across the center field, looking from Kamchkariwa, the passing master, Tasso for possession in central midfield, disturbed by Alan Gadzikwa, and the energy level beginning to take a toll on him, and in the process the ball comes to the near side, and much to the chagrin of the technical department of Scotland Football Club, still leading this one by a 0-0. Time check here. We have played exactly, we'll confirm in a moment, as we wait to see a free kick that will be picked by 25 minutes played, 20 minutes to go, as we see Wisdom Tassa drives along one side the field of play, out by Lingolini Jasia. McLive Piri makes sure onto the near side. Let's get to see high up on the air again, toss off for possession. We wait to see if Spanda can relaunch an attack, but he can't. As Kwangwari picks it, that is for Mwos. Out by Alan Gadzi, but to no avail as Muchkambizi picks it. Toss off for possession coming out of Wisdom Tasa. Out once again, central midfield with a through ball. God knows Mangami too slow. He is out by Tafazgwa. Nyabizwe to the wrong man. This is Spanda. Spanda out to the far side. This is looking good. What does he do? Offside onto the near side. That was
Leroy Mafunga as the spare man from the far side. He was caught offside, but as we await to play a swap end with that is of course Mwos in attack with Atapanda from the far flank. But I can tell you that this is a contest which is of course a team that is going to get away with this one, which are able to play under tight spaces as well as short gaps. That is what they can bring on. But double substitution is imminent. We are also talking about and that is Obet Tafira, who used to turn out for Black Mambas, born on the 7th of October 1997, is imminent to come, as well as a Bright Majamanta. That is another individual that is about to be introduced.
Indeed. So Tafa and Jamanda are preparing to come in. That is for Mwos Football Club. Apologies for that one, as it is late on the far side. Finding Wisdom disturbed once again, and the referee says Wisdom was not quietly, it was an illegal challenge on him, but I thought it was a fair challenge from where we are broadcasting from.
Yes, indeed. Of course, you know, sometimes referees, they would love to have their own management of the game and trying to keep things at par. So that, remember, if I switch you to the contest that you talk about the 1999 UEFA Champions League, when Bayern Munich was leading, that is Manchester United by 1-0. Yes, of course, they got the equalizer, that is Manchester United. But for the referee who was in charge of it, that is Pellegrini Colina, he never wanted for the contest to go into extra time because he feared that he might, of course, spoil the party after having a good showpiece when it was going to head for extra time.
Wisdom Dasa, he comes up with a poor effort, and that one goes for the bed, and it will be time for Tafa to come in as well as the other guy. So another double substitution here. So in terms of substitution, we have seen that Mwos are going to make the another duel in terms of substitution. While listening, we have also noted that Genesis Mangombe has also made a fourth substitution in the field of play. So head to head, it appears that both Lloyd Mtasa and Genesis Mangombe are looking forward to getting an outright win here.
Yes, indeed, they are going all systems out. Obet Tafira is about to come, the popularly known as Baba Harare in terms of his social circles. But as we also talk about him, this is a striker, but trying to withdraw Farai Matau, born on the 8th of December 1995. That's the individual that is being withdrawn. But for Tafatwa George, indeed, that was a spot-on decision by Lloyd Mtasa. It seems as if he's having a bad day in office. The player that is usually expected to rise to the occasion, the free kick specialist, he wasn't into the former. He was not onto the races. He was under the couch, if I may put it precise. But now a fresh pair of legs in terms of Machamanta. Let's wait what will happen.
Let's wait and find out as the Tafira comes in, hoping that he also not going to be like Baba Harare, who left GT for gospel, allowing himself probably to leave football and go and join that is gospel. We have played here exactly 30 minutes of play. 35 minutes played in the second half. A good ball inside the box, and that one misses the upright post by a whisker. That was supposed to be a second goal. And Galagata.
Yes, indeed, of course, he went for the trajectory. And indeed, the goalkeeper was somewhere a few inches away from the goal line. Fortunately, it was just ascending.
It was just ascending indeed, as we get to see Tafaz Gwanyabuze beginning to pick the pieces in heart of defense, crossing the center line now on the far side. Let's get to see what he does. He evidenced Tendai with a through ball as he crosses a long one across the center field, cut out once again by Alan Gadzipa to the wrong man, Wisdom Mutasa. It is picked away from him once again, but he lies to McLeod Piri. McLeod Piri looking for Joyce Banda. Joyce Banda is too much, and the ball goes out as we see Genesis Mangombe preparing to bring in another duel, another two substitution here in the second half. There is C. Dube also preparing to come in. Let's get to find out as he is putting on just number 45 as well as just number 14.
Right, you're talking about Cloppers Dube, born on the 29th of March 1990, who was formerly with the Highlanders during the pre-season. He came at Ngoni Stadium and played against Mwos, and of course, belatedly signed by Cheputu Pirates. But now, after leaving them and joining Scotland during the mid-window break, he's now at Scotland. Then talking about Jacob Nyakope, born on the Unity Day of 1988. That's the individual that is coming on right away as we speak about. Yes, he has had distinct way beyond our borders. If you talk about in Mozambique, and of course he came on at the beginning of the season belatedly after he have heard that he intended to join Ali Sundowns that is in Mavuku, but sensing that Scotland was formed within a fortnight before Northern Region Division 1 commenced, he had to opt for that is Scotland.
Indeed, so Nyakope together with Dube preparing to come in. You get it, all the analysis coming out of Nkalakata, the year of birth, as well as club that they've had, as we see number 10, the captain, that is God knows, Mangame, makes way for Nyakope.
Yes, obviously now Carlson Chirwa, that is of course the standing in youngest player that remains in the field of play. Born on the 29th of April the year 2002. That is the twin center half of that is Lincoln Zasia becomes the standing in captain.
Indeed. So Lincoln Zasia Badra comes in the standing in captain on the far side. Carlson Chirwa, he is the standing in captain since that knows, God knows, Mangami has left the field of play. Out on the far side once again by McLeod Piri. Let's toss off for possession in center of midfield. Wisdom Butasa on the far side, out by Carlson Chirwa to give a throw in that will be picked on the far side by Mwos, who are trailing this one by a Gotonella. Another substitution coming in Nekati, preparing Kamini for Mwos. What do you make of that substitution?
Yes, he's trying to add more experience. That is Ian Nekati, formerly with ZPC Karipa. Born on the 7th of August 1989, is about to be introduced. Let's wait and see. An individual who used to turn out from the electrocutors of ZPC Karipa now finds himself coming on to provide the experience. Probably they might cancel the lead of Scotland.
Indeed, but this past Saturday, Caps United were at Kariba and they managed to pluck out that is Zesa at ZPC Kariba, back in Kariba, as we see another exciting move pushing forward, and the referee should have played advantage to Scotland Football Club on that particular occasion.
Yes, the circumstances pending on that scenario. He, of course, thought that he was injured, especially after that highly elevated boot, showing the sole of your foot against a dangerous part, that is the face of your opponent. That's why the referee opted to allow a play to continue. He terminated play to continue instead of allowing it to continue.
Indeed, in the latest scorelines in terms of the local English Premier League, Liverpool are leading, that is Ipswich by 2 goals to nil. And then Wolves are trailing Arsenal by 1 goal to nil. And then Brighton are also trailing Everton, are leading Everton by 1 goal to nil. As we see another free kick here to be taken by standing in captain, as we wait to see how it is going to be done. Badra, he drives it home into the waiting arms of the goalkeeper, that is Calvin Shangiwa. Shangiwa releases a long one on the far side as he finds Mabuk Bone trying to ride their tackle. He does so with a lot of aplomb. He lays it back. Let's get to see. They drive it home once again. Cut out by Scotland Football Club. There are no takers up front. And Efron Kalakata is back defending the slender lead. I'm talking about Scotland Football Club.
Yes, indeed, knowing that this might be a glorious moment to capitalize maximum points. But they are aiming to complete the double against, that is against Mwos. Let's wait and see how are they going to respond with this one, especially the cause of concern at the moment. They are giving set pieces willy-nilly. That might also be a recipe for disaster and catastrophic.
It will be catastrophic indeed. Wisdom Mutasa has been behind all those set pieces, all those free kicks that have been given to Mwos, and you can hear beneath my voice It is Genesis Mangombe who is barking instruction. He would want to continue on the ascendant. It remains 1-0. Wisdom Tasa behind that free kick. In a moment, we should hear analysis coming out of Nkalakata. Let's get to see if Wisdom can do something out of this one. Off it comes out once again by the defense of Scotland, but it lies invitingly and timely interventions into the goalkeeper's hands. Panase Nyabunga to save the day for Scotland. That was a dangerous effort coming in from Mwos.
He applied his body on the line of anything that was imminent in terms of a shot or a trajectory that was about to be fired. Taking off the sting as the ball, of course, skyrocketed and easier to claim for. That is Panashe Nyabunga in that cognizance. But if we talk about the way things happened in terms of that set piece, there was a lot of makeshift. That is when Cleopas Dube had to add numbers in terms of aerial superiority to allow that is the defense line for Scotland to apply in terms of those that have height. That is what profited them at that cognizance.
Indeed, that profited. That is the Scotland Football Club and the goalkeeper of Scotland Football Club, Panase Nyabunga, being attended to in terms of a time check here. We have played here 36 minutes, 9 minutes plus optional time. We have had some stoppages that obtained during the course of this second half. If you are joining us for the first time, we are ZBC's Classic 263. The name is Chamu Sitole, together with Kalakata, our match analyst, our executive producer. It is Valentine Mabuku and Yolanda Gauke. She is back at the broadcasting center. Hansi Pachikomo. Our pay offline is ZBC's Classic 263 radio. It is We Are Now Talking. And that is our pay offline. If you are getting us, indeed, we wait to see how the next 9 minutes are going to obtain here. But in Kalakata, looking at this game here as we wait for Panashe to be attended to. What are your thoughts, your prognosis in the last 9 minutes of this game here? It remains Mwos 0, Scotland 1 with 9 minutes to go.
Yes, indeed. This is now we are engaging in the concentration time where high levels of staying switched on becomes a matter to be concerned with. But for those that are, of course, backtracking and chasing in terms of possession, this is the time where we say, any lapse or any mistake that happens, you are haunted and you are out of the contest. But it seems as if they continuously apply some pressure, that is with a strong optimism that they can get the equalizer. That is for Mwos. Let's wait and see how are they going to bring it on, especially for the coach of the month of, that is in May, that is Lloyd Mtasa, having a bad day in the office at the moment. Can he get something to atone before it comes to an end?
We wait to see. We have 9 minutes to go before we find the result here. We may have many outcomes, but the impact will be made in terms of the 3 points. Our center referee, it is Marira, being assisted by Sungano as our first assistant. Then the second assistant, it is Mangachena. They have done so well here as we see Baba Harare coming in, and a timely intervention comes through to pluck that one out, and it goes out to give a corner kick that will be taken by Mwos, attacking the northern goalpost. 14 minutes we have played here. 5 minutes plus optional time coming from the center referee. That is the Marira. It is the 5th corner kick for Mwos. They want to get something here. Over it comes. It is a curling one on the byline. Let's get to see. Out once again to give a throw in. A throw in that will be picked by Mwos. Barely 5 meters away from this center, from the corner flag. Deep down the enemy half. But again, Panashe Nyabunga lying injured there. I'm not so sure what happened to him, because that ball was never close to him when it was flighted in.
Right, if you take it in the concept of coaching, whenever you sense that we are under intense pressure,
under siege,
yes, of course, you will understand that goalkeepers use it in a way to manage pressure and take off the sting of the momentum of those attacking. I think that's the concept that is being applied by the goalkeeper. That's why you are also seeing that he's always strolling and rolling, trying to make sure that he takes off the sting of the attack.
Indeed, the taking off the sting of the attack here, as the far assistant referee has called in the referee. That is Marira. I'm not so sure whether there is anything that has obtained there. They are in discussion and he's coming back into the field of play. And any minute from now, as the goalkeeper Panashe is up and about, this match here will resume. We have played here 42 minutes in the second half. A long throw in, danger there, commotion, and it goes out to give a corner kick. A corner kick that will be picked by Mwos on the far side. They want to take it as quickly as possible because they are trailing this one by a goal to nil. Over, the corner kick comes over. It is a killing one. Headed forward. It is a goal. Wisdom Kasa.
Baba Harare, that is after a free header. He went on to connect with the trajectory of it, glancing at the goalkeeper beaten all systems out. And of course, what a scenes of jubilation from the entire part of Ngoni Stadium that was silenced with a pin drop silence, with a sense of relief.
With a sense of relief in here. Baba Harare putting on jersey number 29. They've scored an equalizer in the 10 minutes of this match here. And the jubilations up and about Ngoni Stadium.
What a super sub, this scenario that Mario Götze did, that was the 15th July 2014 at the World Cup at Maracana Stadium. This is what we are witnessing. What, of course, advantage of a set-piece opportunity that came on. But the chorus of anticipation occurs now.
Bangari picks it, looking for his captain. That is Wisdom Tasa. It can go either way here. Let's get to see. Mwos drives a good ball inside the box and into the white arms of the goalkeeper. Panashe doesn't waste time. He launches a long one from one end to the other. It is Calvin on the near side. He picks Bangari out. It goes. It is a throw-in. A throw-in that will be picked by Scotland. It is 1-1. In case you are joining us for the first time, it can go either way. Top of the table clash. So if it ends like this, it therefore means Mwos will remain on 45 points. And then Scotland will be on 43 points, picking a point out of this match here. Mark Clive Piri on the far side. He pushes it inside and it goes out to give a corner kick. A corner kick that will be picked by Scotland. Can they emulate what Baba Harare did 2 minutes ago? Kalakata.
Let's wait and see. That is if they impersonate what he did on the aerial circumstance. Let's wait and see. Apart from the set piece opportunity, you know Fumbitsa is always lethal. He might drive something out of this one.
Lethal he is. That is Ronald Fumbitsa. He also cut his teeth at Cape United Makepekepebora, now playing for Scotland Football Club. It is a corner kick that Ronald Fumbitsa is preparing to take. And he waits so that the referee can make sure that everyone is kind of being in at the same position. But the referee comes to the near side. Marira, we wait to find out if there is anything that is obtained. Let's get to see. Marira comes to the near side as he would want to talk to these two players there. I'm just looking at Mchkambizi as well as Spanda, and he's giving them verbal warning on the near side.
Yes, indeed. That is, of course, I guess there was a case of violent conduct. But for the moment, temporarily suspended. Let's wait and see. Probably after the commotion that was transpiring in the box, that's why he opted to sideline them, both of them.
Indeed. So Mchkambizi as well as Spanda are out of the field of play up until the corner kick has been taken. Ronald Spanda, he drives it home, pointed away by the goalkeeper. It falls invitingly once again on the near side. And again Spanda and the Mchkambizi are still out of the field of play. Let's get to see how things are going to obtain, and the verbal attack between the two players in Kalakata still obtaining here. And Rajim Tasa also come in to aid the attack of Mchkambizi on Jace Band.
Yes, Nigel Martina is in attack again.
He does so with a long effort out once again by Scotland Football Club. And they are also 1-1 in the situation. He relaunches an attack, and that is the Calvin Shankiwa. Shankiwa to the far side. A long effort coming in. As it comes to the near side, let's get to see how things are going to obtain. A long effort out here. And emotions are rising high here in Kalakata. Emotions are rising high. 1-1 in the situation.
Tempers are flaring, but on and off the field scenes, on and off the field scenes are occurring. But the referee says still suspending those two players before the game comes on.
Indeed, a long effort coming out of Mwos. Out once again by Ronald Fumizai, headed forward back, out by Badra. That we are talking about that is illegal in Justia, but danger not and he can be put in play. It goes out to give a throw in. A throw in that will be picked on the far side. The referee Marira comes to speak to Mushkambizi as well as Sibanda.
It seems as if after there is a peace and sanity, he comes on as the mediator and the crowd loves it, you know.
And he does it so well. That is Marila and the crowd indeed rejoicing on that particular suspension which obtained on Muchkambizi as well as J. Sibanda. That is for Mwos and Scotland respectively. A long effort out of danger. That is for Scotland. But this is tricky once again. Baba Harare on the driving seat. He has taken too much time. They lay it out. It comes to the near side. Let's get to see as it comes to Gariwa with a long effort as he pows on to the near side. Let's get to see what Sibanda does. This is Johannes Sibanda. He beats his mother quite well. Free kick on the near side. It is Matare Banda in the process. Free kick given. That is to Scotland. We are now at the crescendo of this match.
Here comes another thing that Denver used to fail to manage. But I guess this one might be a red card for violent conduct. Let me see. Let's go back into the picture.
As we go back to the field of play, and the Marina looking at the technical department, yellow card flashed to one of the assistant coaches to Genesis Mangombe.
It's Denver that has been granted a yellow card for violent conduct, as well as Arthur Panta. That is Arthur Panta. Of course, those two individuals have been granted. That is a yellow card. If you go into the context that says any challenge or tackle that is, of course, not within the preference of play, whenever engaging either a teammate, match official, a spectator, or any kind of individual that is not within the preference of the ball, that is what we find as violent conduct. But usually it is a sending off offense. But in this case, the referee decided to check terms in a lenient manner.
Indeed, if there is any player, any official that I have seen to be doing quite well, it is none other than Marila. He has handled this game to expectations. This was the top of the table clash, and indeed, Marila has stood his firm, he has stood his authority, showing everyone else that I'm made of steel, and I'll continue to do that, no matter who is at home and who is the visitor. As Lincoln Jasia drives a long effort out by as we see Alan Garzipa and the goalkeeper is back to defend that cross coming out of Alan Garzipa. It was a volley, a long effort once again. They're coming onto the far side. Let's get to see if Mwos are going to kill this one as a contest. Who is Joe Mutasa? Beaten to the ball, but they're still lying in there, lacking in anticipation of getting something. As we see a long effort coming out of Scotland, pushing forward, cut out once again by Mwos in central midfield. And the referee blows it to end an exciting game, Kalakata. An exciting game that we had witnessed at Ngoni Stadium. One of the best matches that we have ever witnessed. Even in Premier League, there are not so many games that are done this way.
Yes, indeed, the 18th December 2022, that had an outright winner as Argentina against France. That is the replica of what we witnessed today. But as I can tell you that it was end-to-end stuff, pound for pound. But anyway, of course, doing the chasing as well as fouls committed, making sure to intensify that the need to make sure that they get something. But the salvation, it comes as the Messiah, as Obed Tafira, had to cancel it before it went too late. Honorable Scott Sapanya goes to meet his charges.
Indeed, Honorable Sapanya makes a grand entry into the field of play, and we are now in a moment we should be crossing back to our broadcasting center where Yolanda's Gauke is waiting to give us information But remember, the fourth edition SADC Summit is still going on, and we should be joining our colleagues who are at Mount Hampton, that is the Parliament building. So Yolanda, this match here ending in a settlement, 1-1 draw is the situation. Baba Harare cancelling out Denver Munikumbuke Mkamba, 37 minutes. The name is Chamustale. I was with, that is in Kalakata, together with my executive producer, that is Valentine Mabuku. Until we meet again in other programming, good afternoon, Zimbabwe.
Anticipations, expectations, and every predictions was the order of the day. That was between the heavily anticipated contest that pitted, that is the heavyweights of Northern Region Division 1, that is Mwos up against Scotland. But in the contest that came about, there was one individual that was outstanding, the deep-lying midfielder that joined Scotland during the mid-window transfer, born on the 24th of July 1986. I'm talking about one of the players that was also, of course, when FC Platinum was promoted, amongst the most expensive players of at the top flight in 2011. I'm proudly connecting myself with Alan Katsekwa. What a day in office, although you shared spoils.
Thanks for the recommendation. I'm happy for the performance, but it was a tough game. I think sharing the spoils, I think, is the first result.
Yes, indeed. Of course, belatedly, if you talk about the way you conceded in the concentration time, and it was a free header from Obed Tafira against the organizational issues, that is what haunted you. But what can you take about that one?
I think we learn from every game. I think that was a mistake because it was a free header. But I think when you go back to training, we rectify the mistakes. But going forward, I think we can't let it like this, because it's now the final stage. So we want to be promoted in the Premier League. So we must fight.
On a hindsight, it seems as if you are now improving in terms of combinations that were not connecting, especially in the first game when you played with Black Rhinos. But now it seems as if you are now gelling into the system as a team.
Yeah, was during the window. They have got about 5 or 6 players that joined the team. So my combination go fast. I think but now with the training and with the games, everything is coming to shape. After maybe the next 2 or 3 games, we see the different Scotland.
All right, all the best as we hope that you are going to become the outright winner at the end of the 2024 season in terms of the Northern Region Division 1 Soccer League. But for the moment, there was a tactician that left Dynamos, and he comes on. That is Genius Mangombe. That's the coach that we are proudly going to be having at the moment as we await for him to come along and give us his own prognosis of what really he saw as he was leading Scotland at the technical area. Well, it seems as if they say when other doors close, other doors open. And in your this is your second assignment as the coach of the Lions. Yes, you are still keeping it on and it still goes on further, but you must be heavily disappointed in the way things happened in the concentration time. You lost what matters most.
Yeah, it's a game of football. Some of these things you have to accept them. But you know, if the referees, these match officials, if they tend to be one-sided, it's going to be a difficult game for us. Every decision was against us. Even if it was an advantage for us, the decision was against us. So maybe they thought otherwise, but I think they have to do it better next time. But I'm happy that we managed to salvage a point in this game. It was not easy, given that this team failed to win last game, the previous games. So maybe they wanted it also more than us. But you see, we tried to get composed and also try to create several chances. If we were clinical enough, we should have buried this game, maybe 2-0.
As I interject you, Denver Mkamba, yes, today you sacrificed him as amongst the starting 11. He proved that he's still not a spent force. And I know a barrage of criticism was always against him. But today, he made sure that he made a statement by giving you an opener.
Yeah, Denver is really good, and tactically he sounds better than some other players. You see, at training he's doing great. He's scoring goals for fun, and also he's taking set pieces the right way. So we said if you are doing well at training, you also need to be to play during the game.
Right, indeed. That is what, of course, you have noted. But the quickest substitution for the youngest player in the starting lineup, what was the mentality behind?
Yeah, he failed to rise to the occasion, maybe because he's a rookie. But you see, we try to say, cool down, young man. But you see, this game was too big for him. But I know he's a very, very good player, and in the near future we'll see him playing. But you see, even the substitution have helped us that Wellington Kamgariwa cooled the tempo, and we started to dominate the possession.
Yes, indeed, you talk about that he's been a rookie, but it was a fast-paced game. That's why maybe probably he's used to those slow tempo games. Probably that's my own wild guess in terms of withdrawing him.
Yeah, sure, of course, but we still need to give him some other chance. He's a very good player, I can tell you, and I know he will one day he will prove us that he's a very good player.
Right, thank you very much. As you also await the coming fixtures, all the best in the Northern Region Division 1 Soccer League. Right, it was good to connect with you viewers with a man that was born on the 1st of February 1983. I'm talking about an individual that had an intelligent guess to apply Denver at the starting lineup. Like his name sounds, that's Genius Mangombe. All right, we are proudly joined by Mundi Kumbuki, that is Denver Mkamba, the 2012 Soccer Star of the Year award winner in terms of the top flight, who had intentions that went on to play in South Africa, though he came on and rekindled part of his career at Ngezi as well as some of the teams. Now he opted to desert Dynamos and join Scotland. He was born on 21 December the year 1992. He comes on as the individual that to find the opener in the much anticipated derby that pitted Mwos up against Scotland. Denver, what a way you have did it in terms of finding the opener. In most of the cases you were coming on as the second half substitute, but for the coach Genius, he had faith in you.
Yeah, I'm very happy in my performance. Also, I want to thank God, it's not gonna be easy. If you can only star Ombe, like I'm a former soccer star in Zimbabwe. People they know. So they want to follow me. So I have to keep on working very hard. It's not gonna be easy. To bench 2 years the second half. Today I'm very happy. I'm starting my game against Mwos. It was a derby. I'm very happy. I scored a nice goal.
Right, that is the third goal, if I may talk about in terms of your goals. Remember the brace you scored against Trojan, and this one comes onto the list and becomes the third one. Right, talking about the way you exhibited yourself in terms of this contest, I understand you were the one that is, of course, playing the creative role. In terms of, you always switched on, in terms of whenever your target man was available, you were always there to pick up on the bounces. That's why you aimed that goal.
Yeah, those goals I train very hard in training, So I'm very happy about this goal, So Scotland, the football club, I'm very happy, those players, I have it. A lot of experienced players there. So you have to work very hard because you want to go next season Premier Soccer League, So you are still on the race, So to go tenda kuna bosa kwanya sekusapota kwa wakutita kuti tikwanise kuonekwa futhi zvakare. So a lot of people they talk about me,
Yes, indeed. As I interject on you, you were an individual that is received, that is a barrage of criticism. But it seems your mentality is strong. That is how you proved it today.
Yeah, I'm very strong because I played my top flight football, So I have to maintain, I have to teach some of the players they come to play in Zimbabwe, Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy for everyone to know you in Zimbabwe, It's not easy. So I'm keep on working very hard, in Scotland this season. So I'm very happy. I also Coach Lloyd Mtasa, the one akakwanisa kunditora career.
Yes, in Kiklon, I remember that is in 2012. Before joining Dynamos, you started it at Kiklon. But anyway, all the best as you go. Of course, I know it was going to be the West Wound against the one that, of course, discovered you. But all the best as you go for the entire finishing of the fixtures that are yet to follow in terms of the Northern Region Division 1. That was Denver, that was having. But for the moment now, I'm now inviting the coach of that is Mwos, who's about to come and, of course, tell us his own side of story. Is he about to tell us his own side of story? I'm talking about and indeed, they exchange greetings. That is mentor and son. Mentor and son exchanging greetings. Mentor and son exchanging greetings. But coach, he nearly punished you, a man that you discovered, of course, within his promising future at Kiklon, before you invited him towards Dynamos. But today, it seems as if you were spot on in terms of the substitutions that you brought on, and you played your equation around. And Obet Tafira, like they call him Baba Harari, he was indeed the father of the capital, away from capital to Norton. He proved it with an equalizer.
Yeah, I think it was time up for him. I think he came in, he was waiting for his moment. He had some 3 or 4 games without playing, and we had to call him for duty today because he was working to a standstill during the preparation period. And I'm happy he was rewarded. We always say you reap what you sow.
Yes, indeed. But today you had one of those mentality that I would also applaud. If you talk about the reverse fixture, yes, you know that whenever you're talking with Scotland, there are individuals that are good on transition in terms of counter-attacks, as well as you always go all systems out firing from all cylinders. But today, they caught you on a surprise. But you're a greater psychologist in terms of uplifting your team. How did you manage it?
Yeah, I think the youngsters, they knew that this is one of the matches that we don't have to lose. And I think we've been preaching it the whole week that if ever you're playing against the teams that you are contesting with, if you let them beat you, then you've given them the advantage. And we said they are leading, when we had our pep talk at halftime, we said they are leading. And the game can only be over after 90 minutes. And if they had scored 1, what can stop us from doing the same? And this is our fortress. For now, we haven't lost a game this season. And would we want Scotland to break the record? And the boys were up to it. I'm very grateful.
Yes, indeed, a point was earned, but it seems as if there was a bit of some betrayal in terms of the voices that you were expecting to create the euphoria. That is the fans. They only came to assist when you had scored. They were dead silence, a pin drop silence. But it was only for your players that were deserted.
Yeah, such is football. You learn every day. Us as coaches, we learn, players, they learn. And I'm sure the supporters should learn as well that a game of football can only be over when the referee blows his final whistle, and we need their support, we need their encouragement up to the death. It's better they scold you after the match, but during the match they have to support us because we need them. We are one big family.
Yes, indeed, you highlighted that there should be chemistry between you, the one suppliers of the game, and those that become to accept the delivery of what you anticipate in the game. So far, what is your parting words with the way the log standing is about to take its own turn after considerations of what Black Rhinos would do against Ngezi simultaneously as it happened today? Your parting words to the followers of Mwos.
I'm saying to the followers, let's keep believing. This is our year. We'll get to the promised land as long as we are having our nose heading the same direction. The supporters, the sponsors, the players, the technical team, all the stakeholders that belongs to Mwos. If we have our nose heading the same direction, nothing can stop us.
Yes, indeed, he has injected his faith that this is their year. This is their year they hope to go to the promised land. The side that was established in 2019 but started to play in the lower tier divisions in 2022, hoping to aim that is the top flight promotion this year, to join the individuals that gave them a dress rehearsal for what they expect next year. That was after the invitations of the 3 heavyweights in the top flight, Dynamos, Caps United as well as Highlanders. Will it be their year? Let's find out as we continue up until the remaining 16 games that are yet to follow in the Northern Region Division 1 Soccer League. My name is Nkalagata. Always follow City Times. After having a script that was formerly written by a former Caps United player, Gift Mdangwe, popularly known as MacGyver, there was an impersonation that came along with the same nickname that has been granted to the Scotland tier-away winger who was introduced in the second half of the derby that pitted, that is the title aspirations of Mwos as well as Scotland. I'm proudly joined by an individual that was born on 4 November 1999. I'm talking about Nigel Martina MacGyver. It's good to have you, MacGyver. After a shocker that you were granted by Scotland, you finally come together collectively as a unit to attain that is a point. What's your take about the fixture?
All I want to say, first of all, thanks to the Almighty God for the draw. Yeah, it's always important. These points, they will help us there in front. So I just want to say it was a tough match, but as a team, we managed to get a draw. As you saw, Scotland was ahead of us, but we managed to come back. And it was a very good comeback, and we are happy as a team. And I want to thank my coaches for believing in me and the technical team for supporting us and everyone, even my teammates.
It seems as if you are no stranger when we talk about that is Division 1. Yes, you had Black Mambas before leaving Black Mambas, and then you went on for Green Fuel. And you took a second thought to say, let me go back to Division 1. What was streaming in your mind?
I think everything, I leave everything in the hands of God. Yeah. God is the one who decides my future. I didn't even know that I was going to come back to play Division 1, but thanks to the Almighty God, I'm back to Division 1 and everything is going well. My coaches and everything, the technical team, I'm happy at Mwos FC.
Right, my last parting question. If you are going to earn promotion, and of course by privileges of circumstance, Boys Denaro, they still stay in the top flight, and you happen to score, are you going to do a celebration, or you are going to take a significance of respecting your former masters?
It's a tough one, but I'll see on the day what I can do. But I'll see what happens on the day. I don't have to decide now. We'll see when the time comes. I'll cross the bridge when I get there.
Well, he loves to live for the present. That is what he says. That is Nigel Martina MacGyver. But anyway, that was a fixture that we witnessed. That was so exciting. Let's wait and see how is it going to transpire. But a good moment for having Nigel Martina. That is MacGyver. At this point in time, this is City Times. Let's invite the supporters. Right, indeed, those were the voices of those that term themselves as the followers of the Panthers. That is Mwos supporters, the bona fide followers. But indeed, they came with anticipation of maximum points, but ain't a draw. What was your take after your own sacrifice for the team?
Since it was a big game, lose it. I think the language inonzi lose.
Yes.
Of course, Scotland yawana go bora bekutanga. Nobayamboti paka beden mbijana so. First half, I dominated. Second half, we came back strong and we dominated. Tikabatawana go bora. Right out to settle for a point. A point is better than none.
Yes, if you can't win it, better to keep it. That was the concept of it. Right, in as much as you brought the jazz of Mtasa, yes, it seems as if you are all connected with that is Wisdom Mtasa. What's your take about him?
Wisdom Mtasa is our best player, and as more stars, we believe in Wisdom Mtasa, so we keep on supporting him.
Right, he was coming from an injury, that is Wisdom Mtasa, and this is his second fixture. But it seems as if he was also a persistent thorn in the flesh. Mem, what's your take about the coming fixtures of that is Mwos as it goes by?
Kurova chete takaenda tatopedza iyoyi ndo yanga akatotiomera saka kuti modzana ikokoko kuti tatorepo
Right, that is indeed promising some fireworks. That is what they are still hoping on. Even if they ain't a point, that's what they believe. That is those that are at the background who were singing in favor of that is Mwos. Let's wait and see. I'm only, of course, coming on as a mediator. You know the side of story. You never know where it goes by. Let's wait and see what will happen.